Hello everyone! Today my nation is celebrating a very important day. A day of victory at Second Karabakh War. Precisely 1 year ago, our glorious army liberated the heart of Karabakh, Shusha, from almost 30 years of occupation. In this video, I'm not going to explain the roots of Karabakh problem, what happened and how it happened and why Karabakh belongs to Azerbaijan. In this video, I'm just going to describe the events of Second Karabakh War from the eyes of witness. I want to make a quick disclaimer that I'm closing the comments under my video in order to prevent the spread of aggression in arguments between my nation and Armenians. So, I hope you will find this video useful and have a nice watching. The period between September 27 and November 10 was a time when everyone in Azerbaijan was sitting in front of TV whole day long, waiting for the news from frontier. Talking about Second Karabakh War is impossible without mentioning events of July 2020, when Armenian military forces attacked Tovuz region, almost 200 kilometers away from Karabakh, and killed 1 civilian and 12 servicemen, including General Polat Hashimov, whose smile we will never forget. Those events, and especially the death of Polat Hashimov, became a breaking point for the situation with Karabakh. For the first time, a huge march was organized, and a lot of our men went out on the streets, showing their will to fight for our motherland. And here we come to the first day of Second Karabakh War. It seems like ordinary sunset, but we knew that tomorrow the sun will rise to give energy to our glorious army, which they needed so much for their hard journey. From the following day, people started to decorate their cars with flags, hang Azeri and Turkish flags from their windows. Why Turkey? Because Turkey was one of the only countries which sincerely supported us with all their heart, whose journalists came to Ganja in the middle of night to show the world as soon as possible the victims of Armenian missile attacks. We are also very grateful to Pakistan and Israel for all the help and support which they provided to us during the patriotic war. From September 28, curfew was declared in Baku and many other regions. Life seemed to stop when time was approaching 9 p.m. Despite the curfew, people went outside, made proclamations like "Karabakh is ours and will be ours." Some of the people who stayed home switched the lights on and off, used fireworks to join the celebrations. I remember we were driving to Ajdahadöner with my parents and heard this magnificent news on radio in our car.
Şerifan kendi, Muğanlı kendi ve Zengilan şehri. Zengilan bizimdir, Karabakh bizimdir.
But we didn't always receive happy news. October was a tragic month for cities of Ganja and Barda, located outside the war zone, whose civilians became victims of Armenian missile attacks. October 4, 5, 8, 10 and 17 for Ganja, and October 27 and 28 for Barda became nightmare for people who lost their close ones due to our neighbors' inadequacy and lack of humanity. October 2020 was a very tragic month for people of Ganja. 5 times Ganja was targeted by Armenian forces, and the civilians of Ganja died in these missile attacks. We came to one of such places where there were more than 20 victims. Among the victims there are children, women, one child who even didn't reach an age of 1 year, a girl which had to turn 15 next day after her death. This is a textbook of one of the victims, probably English textbook. I think all of these objects were found in the ruins and were gathered here to remind all of us that children were also victims of this tragedy. This is the map which shows us all the places where the missile attacks were targeted, and these are the victims. I wanted to show them more closely. These 3 people, they are all from one family, and one girl has left from this family, Hadija. She is now living with her grandmother. And this is a Russian boy who lived in Ganja. Rest in peace. This was terror not only against civilians, but also the terror against nature, ecological terror. As you can see, many trees were damaged. This is a sofa of one of the houses, and you can see someone's shoes here. Before I come to the ending of the story, I would like to separately mention the creativity of my compatriots. This is Rasul Hassanov, who continuously kept us updated about newly liberated territories with his colorful maps posted on his Twitter account. Talking about Twitter, many Azeris who haven't been using Twitter before opened accounts in this social media to participate in the information war and see the president's delightful news from the first place. With the efforts of our compatriots, the hashtag #PrayForGanja, with more than 1 million tweets, trended the first among the hot topics on October 10. This is a billboard created by Baku Transport Agency, which demonstrates distances from Baku to main Karabakh cities. Shusha has a very problematic location. It is standing in the mountains, so it's very hard to reach the city. In spite of it, our special forces, led by Hikmet Mirzaev and Zaur Mammadov, fulfilled something unbelievable, impossible. Bare-handed, they climbed the rock where Shusha is standing, without any military equipment, and fought for the heart of Karabakh. This operation of our brave soldiers will be written in the history, for sure.
Shusha! Shusha! Shusha!
During the war, we felt how our nation can unite to help each other out. We cried together, both of happiness and sadness. We learned how crucial it is to value the time we spend with our family and close ones, because you never know what's going to happen tomorrow. And most importantly, we learned that we had thousands of bravest men who were ready to sacrifice their lives to free the lands we longed for so long.
Şair sorma vətən nədən yaxşıdır, adı gəlcə könül dastana döndü, dastana döndü. Şair sorma nədən vətən yaxşıdır, adı gəlcə könül dastana döndü, dastana döndü.
We will be forever indebted to our heroes. Rest in peace, brave Azerbaijani soldier.